Oh,
Hello.
Hi.
So today we're talking Walt Disney World versus Disneyland. Now, of course, this is, something we hear all the time is, if you've been to Walt Disney World, why do you need to go to Disneyland? Or, maybe some people will say, well, if you've been to Disneyland, why do you need to go to Walt Disney World?
What side are you
So,
on,
yeah.
Jesse?
So
You presented that like we might already know.
a little
look,
bias there.
I live here in Walt Disney World area, so of course it's going to be Walt Disney World because that's my first love, right? So, but I think there's the thing that we need to realize is they're both different resorts, and even though there are some of the same attractions at both locations, they're still their individual separate vacation destinations and an experience in and of itself. So, so again, this is going to be the first of a couple of different segments we're going to do. And today we're going to talk about theme parks and just theme parks only. We'll get into some of the other comparisons, but I want to know right off, offhand, what's your favorite Disney theme park between Disneyland or Disney World? Chelsea, she's joining us from the void, everybody.
I just have a very dark room. Um, so I know, what was it? The last one we were on, I went a little nuts about Animal Kingdom being my favorite. So I think Disney World still is my favorite, but I visit so often that when I go to Disneyland, it's like so new. I still get to experience new things. So I do love that about it. But Disney World, Animal Kingdom still kind of has my heart on that.
Excellent. Nikki, what about you?
Oh, Disneyland Park, Disneyland. It's pretty easy.
Yes.
Just nothing will beat it.
Nicole.
For me. So growing up on the West Coast and now as an adult living on the East Coast, this one's always tough. But the nostalgia of Disneyland is what does it for me.
Wow. 2 for Disneyland so far. Let's see. Colleen, are you going to break the balance?
I'm going to say Disneyland. I'm semi-local too, here in San Diego, and I've been going there probably too often since I was 3.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say Walt Disney World for me, but Disneyland will hold a special place in my heart because, again, I love all things Walt Disney, and I think you get that real historical Disney feel in Disneyland. But for me, it's Walt Disney World. I mean, and we can go into some reasons why. 2 of our other members are not here tonight, but I'm pretty sure, I could answer for them and they would probably sway it to our side. So Jenna right now is in Walt Disney World as the time that we're recording this. So she's enjoying Walt Disney World. So one could assume that's her favorite.
I'm going to go with Disney World for her.
I was in Disney World 2 weeks ago.
and Jeff
official answer, Jesse.
And Jeff is moving closer to Walt Disney World.
Wants to live in California.
What? Well, anyways, so today we're going to talk about theme parks and overall, like what who has the better theme parks. So and taking your I guess bias of what's your favorite. If you're going to tell somebody, hey, who has the better theme parks? Is it Disneyland or is it Walt Disney World?
Well, I think the only parks that you can really truly compare are Magic Kingdom, right? Because it's the only thing that's kind of the same. And as much as I love Disney World, because like I said, I grew up going there. I go several times a year. Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, I think hands down beats Disney World, Magic Kingdom. There's just not, like you guys were saying, like the history, and it really is where it all began, and you just can't like beat that or replicate it in the same way.
It doesn't feel the same. Like it feels the same, but it doesn't. Like the castle may be one thing, but that's it.
I think when for those of you who have only been to Walt Disney World and not gone to Disneyland, and you actually go to Disneyland for the first time, when you walk into Main Street there in Disneyland, which I do love the main street on Disneyland a lot. But when the castle, the pool of Sleepy Beauty Castle is not as grand, or the grandeur of Cinderella's castle. I think that when you see Cinderella's castle for the first time in Magic Kingdom Park here in Orlando, goodness gracious, it's a sight to behold. But
I'll counter that, Jesse.
Sure.
Because the whole Disneyland Main Street, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this when I visited both so close to each other. The scale of Disneyland is so much smaller, which gives you like that intimate feel that like if you have that tiny main, which it does bottleneck, like I'm not saying it's the best, whatever, but it does give you like that more like intimate feel, and everything is so much smaller. Like when you're walking and you can see Mickey, Goofy, Donald, like you can see everybody right there. Whereas Magic Kingdom, you walk in and it's huge. Like you have like topiaries, you have like all this stuff going on. So like if you were to pick up the Magic Kingdom castle and put it where Disneyland's in, it would look really stupid, and vice versa. But that's why our castle is so small and stupid.
So, what you're trying to say here is that, Disneyland's a lot smaller than Walt Disney World in terms
Bigger's
of.
not always better.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right. So
They have more rides per capita per
Oh,
square
by
foot.
far.
So-
Per square foot?
We'll get there.
Are you getting to
So-
square feet?
So I think maybe we should also mention, if you are doing your research, how many parks versus how many parks, because we know at Walt Disney World we have 4 theme parks. So we have
You could really go
Magic
crazy
Kingdom,
and call it 6.
Epcot. Well, okay, yes, you could say
If you-
6 because we do have Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon. But Disneyland only has how many parks?
They have 2
They have
fantastic
way more
parks,
to
not
do.
only.
Why do the park hours have to be so much longer in Disneyland? Because there's way more to do.
Okay, so 2 parks versus 4 parks. Okay, so 4 versus 2.
Like double the rides, remember.
So then make your case. Make your case. How when it comes to the theme parks and what they do different versus from Walt Disney World to Disneyland. Let's talk about festivals. I mean, because I think that's important, right? In Walt Disney World, our festivals are at Epcot Park. Where are they in Disneyland? Where are they in Disneyland?
So
At
they're
the-
a California Adventure. Sometimes they do have like little pop-ups in Disneyland. Again, it's like they're so different though. Like I feel like the 2 main festivals in California Adventure are gonna be like Lunar New Year and then what do they call it now?
California Food and Wine.
No, that one doesn't count. The head one, I can't remember what they call it.
So which one?
I never say it right. Anyways, whatever it is, it's like a lot more like emotional. Like you walk around Food and Wine and it's awesome, right? You walk around, like there's just a lot to look at in Epcot. Whereas like these 2 festivals in California Adventure, like I personally like Lunar New Year wrote some like really personal wishes on it that actually came true. So that's always going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And you can like read other people's. Like when we were just there, we were reading like someone was like making a wish that their cancer would be cured. Someone was wishing to be happy this year. Like you're not going to read that in Epcot because it's so big. And then it's the same thing like for the Halloween festival, is it you like kind of put who you miss, and I got to write my grandpa's name after he passed away. So it's just like it hits you in the feels different at Disneyland versus the festivals at Disney World.
Yeah.
So I mean, good point. However, I mean, people make it they make the trek for Food and Wine here at Epcot, and it's a big deal. I mean, we have big name concerts, and I'm not saying that there aren't concerts in Disneyland at California Adventure, but again, if you've not seen Sugar Ray perform at the Food and Wine Festival, you're not living, okay? You're not living. So let's switch gears here and let's talk. What is the best land? Not just the best park, but what's the best land between the 2?
Cars Land.
Oh,
Wow. Cars Land. So we know where she stands on favorite land. So would you say Cars Land is themed better than any other land, including
By far.
Galaxy's Edge?
By
Wow.
far.
I'm gonna go.
The holidays, like Cars Land, I could seriously have a 3-day trip and just hang out in Cars Land.
Yeah.
I love Cars Land.
I'm going to agree with you. I have to agree with you. Even though Walt Disney World, I have to agree.
You think it's
Cars Land
more
is incredible.
themed?
I thought you were gonna come at me on that one. I was like
Nope.
prepping my brain
No,
for like all the things.
when you see Route 66 at night and
So
you see
epic.
Flo's Cafe, I mean, it is unbelievable how wonderfully themed that is.
And the
My
rides
favorite
are
time of the
awesome,
night is
too.
the dusk at Cars Land. It's
Yes,
like when
when
the
it all
sun
lights
setting.
up.
Yeah.
The
I don't know.
music
It's hard for
is-
me to wrap my head around a little. I think because Cars is animated, and I know none of this is real. There's not really a Millennium Falcon flying around, but to me, like Galaxy's Edge is more real, so it feels way more immersive in that sense. If like you're really walking into it, but I've only spent one day at Cars Land because I missed it the last time I was
that
in.
in September, and you'll see it during Halloween.
Yeah.
And love it.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
so
I remember
don't have
when
the
I
same.
walked in there with my son, I thought we were in the movie.
Mhm.
But then when I went to Star Wars, I don't even watch Star Wars. I haven't seen them, but I felt like I was in it. Like for not even knowing what was going on, I was like, this is cool. So
It's
That's
cool. It's just not my favorite.
I mean,
So
But also, like Star Wars just isn't my favorite either. So that's
Sure.
obviously going to come with some bias on it.
so that's
I like Marvel like a lot. Like I'm so excited for like everything Marvel, and Adventures Campus kind of flopped for me. So I don't know.
well, yeah.
Well, they're expanding it, right? So I mean, I hope so because that could be huge.
I
I
don't know.
did I did like the live shows. The live shows
Yeah, it's
that
cool,
Marvel
but it's
did,
not
yeah.
Cars Land.
Yeah, it's a good point. Now, so let's back up real quick because I know we mentioned Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Walt Disney World is located at Hollywood Studios Park, but we also have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge out in Disneyland at which park? Which park is it?
Which park is it, Jesse?
It's the Magic Kingdom Park. Can you believe that? It's in Magic Kingdom at Disneyland.
Okay, you're
So-
fighting that one.
Wait,
The entrance is like, here's giant Buzz. Oh, look, Star Wars. Whereas it like beautifully flows in Disneyland if the rock formations change.
Oh no!
All right, so
all right.
fun
I can
fact.
see Galaxy's Edge from Big Thunder Mountain. When I'm riding Big Thunder Mountain, I'm taken out of the immersion. Okay,
aw.
so let's go there.
Well, I guess kind of.
Yeah. You
I
can.
don't
So-
know. It's a way better transition.
Okay.
Did you
All right.
know though? So this is my fun fact. So I actually got to do a little walkthrough with Imagineers in Disney World before it opened, and I got to learn a little about Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
It is the only land that is exactly the same. There is not a single difference between Disney World and Disneyland, and they're both
Where's the paint color?
no, they're the same.
They are
The
not
paint color. The paint
Walt
color is
Disney World
different.
one is like green and pretty.
Yes.
The Disneyland one is like beige.
They
'Cause
did that on
it's
purpose,
space.
though. They did that on purpose.
Right? No, they're different colors. They're the
Yes.
same land, but they're different. I'm glad you're validating me because this last
But-
time, like I swear, either they're
Different
lonely
colors.
or it's different paint.
Why are they
did-
different, Jesse?
They had to do different colors because the paint base
The
they
climate.
use it right because Central Florida.
That makes
it's a lot hotter here, so
It actually
of
looks
course.
better in Florida. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty bleh.
Especially when you get that golden hour
Mhm.
pretty.
sunset. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears and we'll wrap it up here. But for this segment, let's talk about the best attraction. Okay, so the best attraction between Walt Disney World or Disneyland. Let's go in order to my right, or my friend Nicole here.
So
It's
I might
my
just
right.
still be on the, I don't know, the ups of just getting back. But Guardians of the Galaxy is by far the best thing I've ever
So
ridden,
good.
ever.
You have to clarify the one at Disney World.
Yes.
Are we talking about Cosmic Rewind or
Yes.
are we
yes.
talking about Mission
Sorry,
Breakout?
Not Mission Breakout.
So that's a
It
good
is
answer.
pretty
Yep.
Amazing.
Chelsea.
Get back. So
So I'm pissed that I still haven't gone on not Mission Breakout. I did go on Mission Breakout. I'm also angry about that, but I'm mad that I haven't been on Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I love the safari. That's
I
such
knew
a
you were
lame
gonna say
answer.
I was like, what are you thinking about?
It's not like I'm not a big thrill ride person. I like to look at the animals. I do really like Soarin' though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but Radiator Springs Racers was really cool. I don't know, it's just different, but I don't know. I like the safari.
Yep.
I think that's a good one, and it's always different.
Yeah.
Yep. Colleen?
I really don't want to say Cosmic Rewind because it's obvious, but I'm going to say Cosmic Rewind.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like my body was like, "What's happening right now?" My mind was like,
So good.
blown. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nikki?
Radiator Springs Racers.
Wow.
You got like
there you
fast,
go.
you got the slow drive up. It's everything.
So, there is there is this understanding though that Radiator Racers is based on an attraction in Walt Disney World. Does anybody know what that attraction is?
Okay, I mean, I
Test
guess
track.
they both have
There we go. So guess what?
designing your own car. I went on that for the first time.
Hey,
That
all right. So
is updated.
It
Um,
was.
Well, it needs it again.
So I'm gonna go old school with this, with my answer, and I'm gonna say
Okay.
the best attraction is found in Disneyland, which is crazy, right? Pirates of the Caribbean in the
I
Magic
thought you were
Kingdom.
gonna say the
Pirates
Figment
of the
ride,
Caribbean.
and I was
No.
gonna like end the call.
Now
That would
there
have been
are
Jeff. Well, I'll answer.
Yeah.
What is
that'd
this?
have been Jeff. So, Pirates of the Caribbean, completely different attraction at Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. So a lot of people get in their head, if they've rode, Pirates of the Caribbean in Central Florida, it's not the same in Southern California. It is a whole different experience and a way better experience. So, again, there are things that, you're going to love about Disneyland that you might not like about Disney World. And there are going to be things you love about Disney World that you might not like about, Disneyland, or, vice versa. But, I think it's interesting that, there's something to love or like better in each park or each resort area. So, next time we're going to talk about hotels because, again, we've got, some differences there. So,
Hey, Jeff said Disneyland.
Well, you know what? His answer
Yeah, but
doesn't
his
count
favorite
because he's not
ride
here.
is in
I'm
Disney
sorry.
World.
When you were assigning them, you got 2 votes.
But
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
we want to thank you for watching, and we want to let you know that if we can help you at Marvelous Mouse Travels plan a Disney vacation or answer questions about planning a vacation, you can reach out to one of our agents using the email address you're going to find at the bottom of the screen, and you'll be connected to work with an agent that can help you absolutely free. So that's all we have for this evening, and hope that you have a good rest of your day.
Bye.